Welcome to another edition of the Youth on Madit. From whichever part of the country you are joining us from, you are most welcome to this program. And today we are being joined by Dr. Isaac Newton Biritukirira, a health care executive and also a practical leader who does not believe in rhetoric, politics. It's a pleasure having you today on Madit Updates once again.
Yes, please. Thank you so much. I'll always start by appreciating Madit Updates. And on a very big note, I'll also applaud and send our gratitude, especially to our dear viewers out there. For your information, for the recent interviews we've been conducting,
Yes.
I actually got an opportunity to hear from my friend who is far away from Uganda, actually not even in Africa or East Africa, but he's in Central America, one village country called Haiti. He was surprised to see the person he knows very well, and he was like, was that you or someone else? So just know, this kind of voice and this kind of information, it does not only end in Kampala here or central part of the country or Uganda, nor East Africa or Africa, but it is going globally. I appreciate our viewers, and my big thanks still goes to Madit Updates. Thank you for always hosting me and also hosting other people, especially the youth, who are looking forward to see what best and how best they can put a stone or any contribution to the growth and development of this country or our motherland, Uganda. Thank you so much.
Thank you as well. We really appreciate you for that acknowledgement. To take you away, Dr. Isaac,
Yes,
today,
please.
many families are facing different social, emotional, and economic challenges. In your view, what are the major root causes of suffering in many families today?
The root causes of suffering and all these challenges, as you've categorized them, social, economical, and all that challenges. To be honest, the root cause is not all about maybe linked or related to moral decay. No. It is as a result of systemic economic exploitation and institutional neglect. We have been having a lot of ministries, a lot of departments in our country here. When we talk of maybe Minister of Finance and Development, these are people who are just comfortable in offices, but they are not planning and also budgeting for the country as how budgeting and planning could be. Likewise to our system, education system, our people who are at the ministry, they are just enjoying the ministerial funding and all that, but they are not going back to the roots of seeing how best education can contribute and even be a foundation to good livelihood. Likewise to our Ministry of Health, these people have just missed out how best they can plan and put resources in hospitals, even health centers. A lot of things, just know, it is just, as I've told you, it is just because families are going through this, and honestly, if this is not addressed or worked on, it will continuously go on like that. So it is just a question of the systemic economic exploitation together with the institutional neglects.
Talking about system, there is a widespread belief in some communities that people can be placed under evil spells or curses leading to misfortune and lack of success. From your perspective,
Yes.
how do you view this belief? And what role do faith, psychology, and personal responsibility play?
Now, for evil spirits, curses, let's talk about these two first. What I want to assure you, moderator, together with our viewers outside there, I'm a spiritual believer and I believe in God. Besides that, evil spirits do exist. That's one assurance I want to give each and everyone outside there. But positioning curses and spiritual spirits or evil spirits as the number one cause of failure and unsuccessful in life, it is just positioning government not being blamed and questioned on all whatever government could do to see that their people or their nationals together with their youths are in a good, pleasing livelihood. For instance, we can take curses as one thing, like for me, my grandies or my uncle cursed me because I was the only educated person from the family, and he was also looking at this. It being the educated person, I may end up intimidating and disrespecting them. But forgetting that government would instead think of how best it can create employment opportunities, it can equip youth with skills and empower them with knowledge that at the end of every training can easily make this youth have an opportunity. After my graduation, I have already a job waiting for me. Or after my graduation, even if I don't get a government opportunity, even if I don't get an organization taking me, I can start my own income generating activity basing on the knowledge and skills that I've been equipped with, together with the funding. Because we have many youths outside there who are working here and there to see that they make ends meet, but government has failed to put the formal structuralized funding programs. We are talking now, currently we have the PDM, but PDM is just a structure that has failed many of the youths, because most of the youths currently are not benefiting from PDM. Instead, the few people who are in the PDM program, they are the very ones benefiting them.
Let me step in a little bit. When you talk about beneficiaries of PDM,
Yes.
who are the beneficiaries?
No, the beneficiaries of PDM, they are the people who are actually doing financially bad. Someone who cannot afford a bread a day, someone who cannot afford the 3 dual meals a day, talk of breakfast, lunch and supper. Some people outside there, or in other communities, people are living just on a meal a day, and if that meal is good, they live praising and singing Hosanna to God, to Almighty, just because God has enabled them to get that one meal. But the beneficiaries are those people. Talk of someone who is struggling financially. This could be the beneficiaries of PDM, because PDM is a government program that is coming to empower and fund low income earners, to see that as we talk of being in the middle income states or middle income countries, in that range, we need at least to have, if the least earner should be getting maybe like 10,000 or 50,000 a day, but which is not in the case in that regard. So the beneficiaries are people who are financially doing bad. Financially, when I talk of financially doing bad, this is someone who cannot even afford a kg of sugar. And imagine a kg of sugar is just 4,000. And a family has lived since January. They have never tasted tea that has sugar. Those families are still there in this country.
Dr. Isaac, let's get back to our, our topic.
Yes.
How do you relate PDM with evil spells and curses,
No, for PDM, I brought PDM as an example of one of the formal structured programs that government is using to fund and support the youth, the mothers, the whoever, that this is a program that government has put in place to see that their citizens or their nationals are being supported. If your issue is capital, they are giving you 1 million shilling that will not have any other interest for the time you're going to use it till you take it back. So
now let me get in there.
So
let me get in there,
yes.
Doctor. If we are still relating in the same way I posed the question to you, that in some communities there is wide, spread of belief that someone can be placed under evil spells or curses, should you say that people who have failed to benefit from the program of PDM are some of members who are under evil spells?
No, not really. As I can take you back to one of the literature classes we used to attend. We had a slogan towards that nearing examination period. We had some of our teachers who used to tell us that success is for those who have prepared. So success meets those who have prepared. Likewise, if we want to position curses and evil spirits in a country where the government has failed to create job opportunities, whoever is graduating from school will always have a belief that for me I was cursed. But how can you be cursed if someone is to curse you? How can someone curse you? You go through primary one, you go secondary, you go university, you graduate, and you fail to get a job and you claim I've been cursed. We should not take curses and evil spirits to replace government and religious organizations or religious denominations, because likewise how religious leaders preach about the financial miracles, that should have been the same way they preach about the skilling and also action plans. So we should not position curses and evil spirits as one of the things that have spearheaded the so-called unsuccessfulness and even failure in life.
That will now bring me to my third question,
yes,
Dr. Isaac. Many young people today continue to, work hard, but still failing to achieve, in life. To what extent do family background and parental upbringing influence young person's future, and how much responsibility lies with the individual?
And now, before we dig deep to this, how much can a family background and even individual responsibility contribute to someone's wealth or someone's success in the future? One thing I want to assure you and assure our viewers outside there, working hard is not a guarantee of success. Especially in this era, working hard is not a guarantee of success. I want you to take an instance, or I'll give like 1 or 2, 3 examples, just quick ones. I'm 26 years old. We have someone called the Solomon Kampala, who is younger than me. We also have someone called the Abba Marcus. These are prominent people whom I think everyone know them. If you don't know them, the first one I talked of is a son to His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, the president of NUP. Likewise, the second one is a son to one of the best or the most ranked best Uganda's artist, that is Joseph Mayanja.
Chameleon.
Locally known as Chameleon. Look at how their family has positioned these young men's success in comparison to me, who is a son of a local peasant down there in Mayuge. I'm struggling here and there to see that I can make ends meet. And my dear, things are still failing to work out. What am I bringing in this context is, if you think hard working can be put in comparison with family background, that is a wrong narrative. The hard working now, if someone was to be hard working, I can put it in a scale of a 10 or 20th or even 50 folds to someone who is hardworking and the other one with a good family background. So family background put what we call generational wealth. Generational wealth come from grandees to parents to children, grandchildren, and likewise grandchildren. These are the things that are working out in Western countries. Talk of America, talk of USA and all that. So Western countries, this is the kind of strategy they have. You find a young CEO at 18, 19 years, that this is the CEO. Let's say an example. This is the CEO of Medifarm Africa Uganda Limited. But when you look at the CEO aged 18 years, this is a grandson of the person who started this. So we should not position hard working being the foundation or the only way to be successful in life. No. We should do a very quick checkup with our family backgrounds. Because for instance again here, the children or the grandsons of BMK in Kampala here, and the grandsons of anyway, why do I go to BMK? Because he passed on long. Anyway, may his soul rest in peace. It is a long story with him. But let's talk of someone who is still living. We have Mr. Hamis Kigundu. Many people out there know him as Ham. For a son or a child of Ham, even if he doesn't work hard today, and likewise even if he doesn't acquire or get a first-class honors degree or even masters and all that, this child will still remain successful in life. Why? Everything has been put in on a strong foundation, and everything has been put in a well-stimulated manner. Not like me, who is going to Mr. Hamis Kigun asking for a job as a senior accountant or a senior financial manager. Imagine being a financial manager for someone who started this thing way back, or for an organization that it is on the foundation of grandparents who did this.